And Public Affairs Analyst Fola Daniel-Adelesi joins me now to discuss this. Good to have you join us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
So we're living in a time of heightened sense of security because everyone seems to be scared. You cannot render help, and you do not want to be helped because everyone thinks, okay, what if this is a method, of kidnapping me and using, me for rituals? Because the number of missing persons these days also seem to be on the rise. We're seeing stories on social media, family members, it's relatives, it's a lot of things just going on. Let's get your thought on this before we get to the motion by the National Assembly.
It's a two-way thing. First of all, on the part of the victim and on the part of the victimizers, there's greed on both parts. You'd realize that quite a number of the people who have become victims, while not blaming everyone, you would notice that some people actually fell victim as a result of their own greed. These days, it's not uncommon to see people who are clearly into fraud winning some or hitting jackpots, and you find people flocking around them. And if you flock around those people, eventually when they want to get into the ritual stuff, what do you think, or who do you think they would take as their first victim? It's someone that is close to them, someone they can identify as letting their guards off, someone they can easily attack without any suspicion. So in some cases, we've seen that there's greed on the part of the victim as well. However, whatever you see today that has led to the increase in ritual killings or people trying to get rich desperately and stuff like that is just a subset of the society that we're in. The members of the House of Reps who are talking about it are always flaunting wealth in our face. The society celebrates people who are always flaunting wealth one way or the other. You get money, nobody's asking you where you're getting the money from, and the next thing is that you're getting a chieftaincy title. So it's just a picture of the larger society. We are constantly flaunting wealth in one another's faces. So you wouldn't blame those young people. Everybody wants to be able to, everybody wants to roll with the big boys, like the song that's raining right now.
And again, the songs and the movies are also not helping. But let's talk about some of the parents of this, because really the people who are involved in this shockingly are very young, and sometimes even teenagers are the ones who are doing this, who just and you wonder why there is, as a teenager all you should care about is school, not about money. But we see that even young people as young as 19 and 16 are worried about money, and you wonder where that is coming from, where the pressure is coming from. Is this from home or is this from society? Where is this pressure to really get rich quick coming from?
As I said, it's simply an offshoot of the society. Take, for example, those young people you're talking about who are 16, 17, or even younger are people who some of them have to hawk in the morning before going to school. Some of them have to fend for themselves. Some of them have lost their parents. So you'll be surprised that there are some of them who don't have any traceable family members. There are those who have had to live with relatives, but because of victimization or abuse in those homes, they ran away from their relatives' homes and they're living in some other places. You'll be shocked at the number of people who are running away from the villages, running to the city because of abuse, because of victimization at home and stuff like that. So there is that. And some of these people still have their parents, no doubt about that. And their parents are saying, look, you either go and learn a trade or you go this, and they're going through untold hardship. So they have been exposed to a severe need. And they are looking at people riding big cars, not knowing how this is happening, and the government is not coming to their aid. One of the major things that I would expect from any government at this time is still free education. I've talked about it repeatedly. If people don't have to worry about getting a free education, you would see that the pressure on a lot of parents will reduce. We're still paying through our noses to get education in our own country. Whereas you get to some other countries, they're offering free scholarships to foreigners. So why can't we make education available for young people, at least up until secondary school age? I'm so sure that it's one thing that we can make happen in this country to make sure that up until you do your WAEC, you can get education for free. And this country is rich enough to take care of that. Nobody can tell me we can't afford it. If we are buying a car of 300 million naira for some senators, or we're buying a car of 400 million for individuals in this country, why can't we pay for the education of young people? So long as we don't take care of that kind of stuff, we will have people who are desperate to pay their way through. You see, it's not just ritual killing that is the menace. First of all, there are young girls who are trying to pay their way through school. And if that continues, you continue to have people going into prostitution, whether on large scale or on a professional and classic scale. It's still prostitution. It doesn't matter how you call it. You call them Olushu, you call them Runs girls, whatever name you call it. They are still going into prostitution because they're sleeping around for school fees.
It will seem as if, you know, everyone is trying to do whatever it takes to survive. Crime is crime.
Exactly.
Whether you like it or not, crime is crime. But we have to leave it. I'm told my time is up. I really wish we could talk about how to deal with this, whether this should be treated as a crime or sensitization or just economic palliatives and all of that. But I'm told my time is up. Thank you so much for talking to us, Public Affairs Analyst Fola Daniel-Adelesi. Thank you so much.